bags of cash in a Walmart parking lot, kickback schemes, conspiracies, and 33 counts of corruption. So what's going on in the state's largest school district? I'm Charles Blaine, and this is Texas Tomorrow. A long-running scandal in the state's largest school district, Houston ISD, finally came to an end, resulting in 33 charges for HISD's former chief operating officer, Brian Busby, and a contractor, Anthony Hutchinson. The charges can lead to sentences between 3 and 20 years each, and the scheme the two conducted had Busby steering contracts to Hutchinson, who would then get paid and then give kickbacks to Busby and others who assisted with getting these contracts to him. While these two have been found guilty of 33 charges, 5 other co-conspirators pled guilty as well. One of whom is former board president Rhonda Skiller Jones, who went on to work for Commissioner Ellis shortly after leaving HISD. The charges involved bribery over federally funded programs, witness tampering, tax fraud, wire fraud, all between 2011 and 2020. They overinflated contracts and billed for work not done, and along with potential decades in prison, they're facing $250,000 fines. Their scheme lasted nearly a decade and went under the radar for the longest. And during this time, Busby would receive free home remodeling in exchange for his participation. He also gave bribes on behalf of Hutchinson, including bags of cash in a Walmart parking lot and a Galleria restaurant to the former board president. And this went on for almost a decade unnoticed and unspoken of. And in that time, HISD schools were failing. Kids were being left behind, the district faced and ultimately succumbed to a state takeover, and no one said a word, even after this case was made clear. Local elected officials have yet to condemn those involved as strongly as they have the state for taking over a failing school district. In fact, the only elected official involved, Rhonda Skiller Jones, has largely escaped public criticism from her peers. I mean, she went on to work for a commissioner after all of this. And that's the problem. State and local officials, mostly Democrats, held press conferences condemning the state takeover of HISD, but could not find voices to speak up when one of their own literally stole from children. This is what goes on in a lot of our schools, and not just HISD. You'd be foolish to think this is just happening here. Whether it's teachers molesting children, students failing grades but getting pushed along anyway, overpaid administrators poorly leading districts, these issues happen everywhere across the state because we have largely turned a blind eye to our school districts, at least up until now. While they were focused on lining their own pockets, their focus was not on the children, and that's what matters most. So what are you doing to make sure your school district isn't following a similarly disastrous past? I mean, the only way to stop this is by being involved and knowing what's going on. So I encourage you to take a look at your school district, take a look at your school board, and just ask questions, because that's how this all started to unravel. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Texas Tomorrow. Please like, share, comment, and let us know if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you'd like us to talk about.